In this video, I'm about to share with you two of my worst experiences hiring freelancers on Upwork. I don't just use the platform to try to find jobs. I also used it to hire a lot of freelancers in the past to help me with various projects. And I've had a lot of bad experiences, but my two worst experiences are actually situations where the freelancers made the same mistake. And I feel like the frustrating part about this is that it's not a mistake because the freelancer had a bad, the freelancer was doing their best. They just didn't know any better. And what happened is at the end, I ended up receiving not what I asked the freelancer to give me. And as a client, it's very frustrating because if you pay to get something and you get something else, you can't use it in your business. So you're basically, you've wasted money, and now you either have to ask for a refund, break your relationship with a freelancer, and even if you do get the refund, you have to spend time hiring someone else or building it yourself. It's just a shit experience for you and for the freelancer when the freelancer fucks up. And yeah, in this video, I'm going to share with you what the mistake they made that made it so they delivered the wrong thing, even though they were doing their best. You see, this is especially for freelancers for whom English is not your first language. Sometimes you may understand English enough to be able to successfully complete jobs on Upwork, but sometimes your English is at that level where sometimes you misunderstand. I'm going to share with you two stories, and you're going to see what mistake they both make, and there's a big chance you make the same mistake, and I'm going to tell you how to avoid that. So the first story happened about 2 or 3 years ago. I decided with my business partner to try finding freelance clients for our web agency outside of Upwork. We decided to try cold calling and emailing to see if it works any better. So what we did is we hired a freelancer on Upwork to give us a list of businesses with their phone numbers, with the name of the owner, and their email address, so that we could contact them and not have to search for a list of people to contact. Basically, it was to save us time. So we told our freelancer that we were a web development agency and that we make websites for businesses who have bad-looking websites and need better websites. So we told her that we need a list of 100 different companies who look like they have a bad website and might need a new, more updated website. So about 1 or 2 weeks later, the freelancer told us that she had finished and gave us a list of phone numbers. And we looked at the websites of the companies that she sent us, and every single one of those websites was the website of a web development agency. So, as a web developer, this list is absolutely useless to me. I am not going to call web development agencies to offer them web development services. That is what they offer. So at that point, I had to ask for a refund, and the freelancer decided to make me a new list instead, which was fine. But the problem was it was still frustrating for me and for her because she had to do the whole project again. And I had to wait another week to get my list. So it was just a frustrating thing for everyone and could easily have been avoided. Yeah. The second story is when I decided to make a PDF guide that should have been made by now, but because the freelancer did not understand, I can't give it to you for free. So yeah, you can be angry at them with me for not having a free PDF guide on how to make good profiles on Upwork. But here's how it happened. Basically, we decided to make this free PDF guide for you guys, and the freelancer we told them, hey, we're going to put a free PDF guide on our website. Here's the text of the PDF guide. Here's everything that you need to include in the guide. So please, Mr. Graphic Designer, make us a good looking guide so that we can give it to our viewers. And couple of weeks later, it must have been like a month or a month and a half later, we received a PDF file which included the design for a website page where there's a button to click on to download a PDF guide. Again, wrong thing, frustrating situation, because, I can't use that because we already have a website and a web page made. We only needed the guide. So the freelancer at that point can refund me, get a payment dispute, or do the work again. And this could have easily been avoided. And this way, you would also have a free PDF guide on how to make a website, how to make a good freelancer's profile. So what's the mistake that they both make, that many freelancers make, and how can you avoid situations like this? Well, you can ask your clients if you are doing a good job. Actually, when I was working for a web agency, we did not just get the contract signed and just do our work on our side until it was done and then show it to the client. No, we showed our work to the client every step of the way to make sure it was to the client's liking. Because even if we do offer complete refunds or complete revisions, which is time consuming for us, it's also frustrating for the client because they receive their product later and they're going to decide to hire someone else later, right? Because they want someone who's going to do it right the first time. So what should you do as a freelancer? Well, what my freelancer who gave me the list of people to contact, what she could have done is just after she found maybe 10 websites, she could have sent us a preview and asked if this was to our liking to know if that was perfect and she could continue the list instead of just doing the complete list. Like, she could have sent us 5 or 10 links and we could have told her if there were problems or not. This way, this would have saved her time, us time, and a lot of frustration. For our second freelancer, same thing. Instead of doing the whole project on his own for like a month and a half and then end up giving us the wrong project, he could have shown us previews to make sure that we liked it. This way, he could have finished the project. And doing that kind of thing allows you to save time also about the revisions, because making revisions on a project is much easier while you're doing the project than when the project is done. Because all the finishing work has to be done again. And when you're doing the revisions before you do the finishing work, the finishing work hasn't been started, so you don't have to do it twice. So, yeah. If you're in the habit of just getting projects, doing them, and then sending the final product to the clients without communicating, be aware that you might frustrate the client by giving them the wrong thing. And you might end up having to spend a lot of hours doing revisions a lot more than if you'd had showed them the project earlier. And you might have to give them refunds and get 1-star reviews, which are going to hurt you in the long run and make it much harder for you to find clients in the future. Be careful about that. It's such an easy mistake to fix. And I understand why people make such a mistake, because you're not used to being in business. I worked at a web development agency and I saw how they operated, but many freelancers have not had such an experience, have never worked in a business and just start from scratch. And there's those normal business things and behavior that you're just not used to doing and you're not aware of. And so I hope that you found this video valuable. And yeah, if you want me to make more videos about those business things that most people are not aware of, but that businesses usually do because they're kind of obvious once you know it, like, tell me in the comments and I'll make a video about that. And subscribe, comment, like, share, and I'll see you in my next videos. Take care.